It's not even streaming. What the fuck? Holy dick rod. God ain't popped the stream in like a year. You generalize, like, why would you want to see a rapper go?
You know, ever since I was a kid, this is a real thing though. I've been scared of things. I feel like everybody's experienced fear. Everybody's had to experience fear. Everybody's been scared of things. Fear is weird. There's always something to be scared of. There always was something to be scared of, at least as a kid. And fear always makes the smallest things feel massive. Whether it be a spider, whether it be a dark room, whether it be not fitting in, getting laughed at, shit like that. Right? Honestly, as a kid, whenever you're young, it just feels like fear is the most encapsulating thing ever. Fear feels like death. Fear feels like death. Then you get older, and then fear just ends up turning into fucking jobs, rent, the future, people in power controlling us and shit like that, relationships, failure at those relationships. But it doesn't really matter how young or old you are, whether you're a kid experiencing fear, whether you're an adult experiencing fear. We're always trying to find a way to escape from it. Now, the creation of Spider-Man is honestly probably known a little bit more. Stan Lee kind of created Spider-Man as an ironic way to make kids naturally like something they were afraid of, be able to be empowered by something they were already afraid of. And honestly, I can kind of say that worked for myself, honestly. As a kid, I hated spiders. I fucking hate these things to this day. Hate these motherfuckers. Killed one the other day, though. But internally, I'm dying. Can't deal with it. They're just alien-looking little motherfuckers. I don't know, 8 legs, 8 eyes. Weird. Weird as fuck. Was always scared of them. But, you know, as a kid, it's not even just spiders that end up scaring you. Hell, my first fear wasn't even spiders. It was death.
You love your life?
I was scared of dying way before I was scared of spiders. And I mean, shit, you get fears of not belonging whenever you're around kids, whenever you're with kids and you end up feeling invisible because they're not wanting to include you in anything. Hell, I for the longest, I was the only black person in my family until our little brother. And then we were count them, 2 black people in our families. And then that's just a fear in itself. I felt different. I felt like I didn't belong anywhere. And I was at home, at daycare, at school. That's just a lot of fears. There were so many fears that were surrounding myself that everything felt bigger than me. I felt like I had no control over anything in my life because there's something that's bigger than me that's always controlling wherever I'm going, and it's scaring me into doing things that I don't necessarily want to do, but I feel like I have to do to make sure I can be somebody for people that I'm scared of for some reason. I just kind of felt like I existed slightly outside of everybody. It was just me that was there. I was just there, and I'm just scared. I'm just a scared guy, and I'm just kind of scared of everything that actually exists in my path. And then that's whenever the big comes in. This isn't about being an iPad kid. This isn't about just being thrown in front of a screen, being told by whoever to fuck off until they can figure out whatever, and I'm just sitting there watching shit. I was a kid, and I didn't understand any of the feelings I'm carrying with me. I didn't understand the world around me. I didn't understand anything. And I'm just, again, in fear of everything that's tangible physically around me. So where can I escape to? Where can I feel powerful? Inside of a screen for some reason. I don't know why that psychology works, but that's what ended up happening. And then, one day, 3-year-old me is chilling, or vibing, and next thing you know, now, the beginning of the movie throws all of those feelings into Peter Parker. All right. I'm about to join Peter over here. I thought this would be a little bit of a better kind of bit to kind of roll in, but here we are. We're just gonna kind of join my guy right here. Okay, so Peter Parker. The movie throws all of these feelings of fear, these feelings of being a person, a genuine person, into this one person, this guy, Peter Parker. Now, first of all, you notice I'm putting this picture of Tobey Maguire up here. We're going to be talking about these 3 magnificent movies. These were the first movies I have ever seen. Now, I guess I didn't see the next 2, but I very vividly remember seeing Spider-Man 1 whenever I was a child, and it never left my brain. And for the new Spider-Man movie that's coming out on 31st, go watch that shit. For the new Spider-Man movie that's coming out, I'm doing all this. I'm gonna go over the movies really quick to see the story that's kind of there, and to see what these movies have taught us, and to see, most importantly, what these movies have taught me. Because I'm not gonna lie, I love these movies. I cannot wait until the one in the summer comes out, Brand New Day. Can't wait. And we'll even go into maybe some opinions about the older movies and the newer movies. We'll see. But right now, we're starting with the older movies because this is the ones that I know. This is the ones that I grew up on. Maybe a little bit of nostalgia. And overall, genuinely, after I watched all the movies leading up to the new one. Like in the past few months, I watched I started this year watching all the Spider-Man movies. These are the best ones by far, for sure. They just are. They're just great movies. I don't understand why, and we're actually going to understand why. We're going to get into understanding why. Let me stop.
Now watch this drive.
Watching these movies, and watching all these movies again, but again, starting with the Sam Raimi trilogy, these movies right here completely captured the essence of Peter Parker. And I don't mean just the character, because people can go and be like, oh, the comics, he wasn't as much of a nerd, he wasn't as much of a pussy.
A lot of people seem to have this notion that Spider-Man is a big wimp, a big old wet noodle who tries to not hurt anyone's feeling and always tries to stay out of everyone's way. He always tries to play nice with everybody. That is not Spider-Man. That is at least not Spider-Man from the comics. I don't know who started this viewpoint or where it came from, but this is not how Spider-Man is in the comics. When Peter was a kid, he was a very fiery and hot-headed person. Even in high school, when he had bullies, he was firing back on all of his bullies. He actually would fire back so hard, you could actually say he was significantly ruder to his bullies than they were to him. Some of the stuff he was saying to Flash is just straight out of line. It's not like Peter just got roasted and he took it. No, that was not a thing for a kid, Peter Parker, and it was never a thing in the entirety of the comics until a new editorial staff took over in the 2000s.
It's not about that. It's not about that. These Sam Raimi movies showed how much of a person that Peter Parker is, and how much he relates to being a person, and why he's such an important character for a lot of people. Spider-Man works because he is the everyman. He gets left out, he gets ignored, he doesn't get to talk to the girl, gets bullied. Shit, we've all been there. If we haven't, then I mean, fuck you, I guess. But stop living a perfect life. Everyone's been hurt. Everyone's been bullied. I feel like everyone's the main character of their story, sure, but everyone had to feel like they weren't, if that makes sense. Everyone had to sit there and be pushed around, be bullied, be all this to end up becoming a person that they could be later on eventually. I'm not saying that you need those things, but I'm saying getting those things give you, like, being bullied gives you growth. Being bullied, being hurt, being counted out gives you growth. It can make you stronger. It can, at least. From the moment I became conscious as a kid, the moment I spawned into consciousness, I kind of felt like I was a little lackluster. I felt like as a child. I mean, shit. Again, I wasn't able to compare to anybody else. I was not the fastest whenever I was running. I was not the smartest when I was answering questions. I just wasn't the person, I guess. I don't know. There's a lot of things there. It can give you that feeling that there's something more. Like there's something to be desired. Like you desire more. You desire, hey, I don't want to just sit here and be bullied. I don't want to sit here and just be told this. I don't want to sit here and live in fear. We all have this feeling of potential. We all have this feeling of we don't have to just be here, right? Like we can We can do more. Like, I can do more with what I have, right? Can I? I don't have to just be here because I'm told I need to be here. I don't have to just be where I'm told all the time. I have desires, I have feelings, I have wants, I have needs. I want to express those things. I want to go forward with those things. And I feel that's where a lot of people can relate to Peter Parker. A lot of kids can relate to Peter Parker because you're a kid and you feel like you have more power inside you, but you don't know how to not feel powerless. I don't know. I believe that belief of potential is what makes Peter Parker work so well, because we are not potentialless. We all have this potential. We all have this want, this need, this fight inside of us to do the things that we want to do, but we are stuck living in a fear for some reason. I don't know. It's very interesting. But then the bite happens, okay? And in the movie, obviously, it's a literal bite. You know, he gets bitten by the spider. He gets his powers. But life is the one that's biting us all the time. Fear bites us. Failure bites us. Rejection bites us. Relationships bite us. Failure in our relationships bite us. Everything fucks up. Responsibility bites us. And then, next thing you know, the very thing you're afraid of becomes the thing that reveals your potential. I've had a lot of fears in my life. I've been scared of a lot of things. And I've had to face every single one of them. And that's where you realize, I feel like, your potential there. You realize how much, like, oh shit, like, I can do this. I can do what I was scared of. Oh, I'm stronger than I thought? Really? I can do things I was scared about doing.
Yes, 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 I can win. I feel great. I can do this.
There's a lot of things that have been done that I've had to do. And the thing is that whenever life was biting me, again, it didn't just give me power. That's not the thing that Peter Parker had gotten immediately whenever he was bitten. Yes, he immediately got powers, but the power didn't change. It was his confidence. Really? His confidence? Well, when you think about it, the first thing you see in the movie is, you know, he's flexing, he's doing his thing, he's checking himself out, you know. Big change, right? He's starting to fight back against Flash, things like that. He starts to go from being invisible to becoming a very visible person. And that kind of starts happening whenever you start pursuing the things that terrify you in life, it feels like. Especially whenever people make you feel weird for it. You might start to express yourself, try new things, show your interest. Then people start judging you for it, right? And then you start thinking, shit, maybe I need to hide all this. Maybe I need to hide this away. Maybe I'd rather spend my whole life just shrinking away from this shit instead of just being noticed. Sometimes that can start happening whenever you get confidence. It gets scary. It gets scary whenever you're facing your actual fears, whenever you have to deal with the fears that are presenting themselves immediately to you right there. You can't ignore them. You can't run away. You just got to deal with it. But then we shift, because confidence and power can feed into your ego. Finally, you can take control of yourself. Finally, you feel like, oh shit, maybe what I like isn't bad. Maybe I don't need to be so scared. Maybe I can actually take control of my life. And for a second, you could probably end up becoming selfish with this newfound power. You realize, like, oh shit, I can do a lot of things that I want. Oh, I can be the person I want to be. Oh, I don't need to be told what to do. I don't need none of that. But then the movie immediately punishes selfishness. Uncle Ben dies. That's what ends up happening. But let's take a step from that, because now let's take a step from the movie. Life is always going to punish you whenever you try to be selfish, I feel like. Yeah, there's a lot of people that are selfish that are at the top, but whenever you sit there and you realize you have this power that can help others, that can be for others, and you try to sit there and use it for just yourself, that's the moment that all that stops being a fantasy. It stops being like, oh, this is the dream. This is the dream. This is the life. That's whenever it becomes responsibility. And honestly, that's kind of the way real life kind of works too. The more power you gain within yourself, the more responsibility that does inevitably come with it. You get more opportunities, more pressure, more sacrifice, more consequence. But the thing is that becoming stronger within yourself, becoming stronger as a person, it never removes responsibility. It only increases it. And I think that's a big moment of realization for people whenever they realize that they actually can change their life. That's whenever your second life starts, you know? You don't have to pretend anymore. You know that there is potential inside of you. You know you have power as a person. You know that you can do what you want. And now you know the responsibility that comes with that. And honestly, I just think that's why this movie is aged as well as it did. It's sincere, it's hopeful, it's honest, it's awkward, it's lonely, and it's emotional. And they just don't make superhero movies like that anymore. I'm a Marvel movie. I love movies, but I'm a Marvel movie fan. I love superhero movies. I love movies. But they just don't make things like this anymore, because this entire movie, from watching it to beginning to end, was legit about discovering your own potential and believing that you can be bigger than you are right now. That's all it is. I can be bigger than what was thought of me, and I can be bigger than even what I think of myself. As long as you're able to realize that you have responsibility with the power to do good things. Everybody has power. Everybody has the ability to do good with that power. And that's the movie. I feel like this movie aged very well for that reason. One of my favorite movies, my first favorite movie. This is again a movie about overcoming fear, discovering your own potential, and believing you can be bigger than what you are right now. Everybody has that power inside of them, whether it be actual superhero powers, whether it be just the power of love. We all have that power. I feel like we need to spread that a little bit more. Spread that power, but be responsible with it. With great power comes great responsibility.
Nigga, I hate you. Why in the fuck you do that, girl? I just do my own